Hello everyone, here I am stuck in Mumbai's traffic and thinking about, whether the iPhone's a good phone. Okay, here's what I want you guys to know. Personally, I hate Apple. I think their products suck, they're way too overpriced, and don't deliver. Here I am recording this video on my Micromax A90s, which is pretty much the same phone as an iPhone 5, almost similar specs. A dual core 1 gigahertz processor, 512 MB RAM, well, iPhone 5 has a 1 GB RAM, and 8 megapixel camera, just like an iPhone 5. The thing is, I tried using an iPhone and it made no sense to me. Firstly, having the memory inbuilt, how stupid is that? Why would you do something like that? Because I want to be, what if I forget to take a backup of my pictures, of my videos, and, I would like to, and say my phone breaks, or, something happens to my phone and I can't reboot it. But having an external SD card, I can just move my SD card, plug it onto my laptop, and have it up and going. My wife, though, is a die-hard fan of the Apple products, but of course, she doesn't really know what's under the hood. It looks good, and that is where they score. They look good. I'm not so sure anymore. I mean, if you were to compare the specs of an iPhone 5 with a Samsung S4, you'd probably be talking of a Rolls-Royce, being the Samsung S4, and maybe a Mercedes C-Class. And I'm not joking about that. And look at the price difference. You've got the S4 the iPhone 64 gigabytes in India. Well, roughly about $1,000, give or take maybe about $50 here and there, depending on the value of the dollar. But it's about 55,000 rupees, if I remember correctly. No phone should cost that much, Samsung at the moment is giving away their phones for about 36,000. The S4, in terms of features, unbelievable. Anyway, this is not really about the Samsung, but it's about why I hate Apple. Okay, my wife has a MacBook Pro, and I don't know how women can even carry that thing. I don't even know why it's called a laptop. I would not be able to carry that thing around. That thing probably weighs about 5 kilos. I don't know. It weighs a ton, and I don't understand that about a laptop. The very idea of a laptop was to make things easy. Hold on, I got a bit of traffic to work with over here. So, okay, made through that one. Yeah, but the iPhone, just the MacBook Pro. And if I remember, prior to that, the earlier PCs, the earlier laptops that they came up with were only in white. You would not be able to get a black one. Like, why? Why couldn't I get a black one? Made no sense. Anyway, so they finally decided to fix that. And, hopefully people can now, with the new MacBook Pro Air, I think, I'm not sure. But I was looking at the specs of that, specifications, and it's pretty much, what an average laptop is, about 3 times the cost. So yeah, that's the thing about Apple. They really give you very average specs. I started using an iPhone the first time last year, and I thought, there must be something special about an iPhone, because everyone who uses an iPhone everyone goes ooh and ah about an iPhone, and it's almost, there's like a cult now of Apple of Apple followers. So I thought this must be phenomenal, I mean, this is about to change my life. I'll tell you what happened. It just made it far worse because, firstly, you need to be a computer genius to figure out how to use iTunes properly. sync your contacts to be able to copy them onto another phone. God forbid, should you lose this one or decide to change your phone, uh, it would not do a backup of my contacts into my email. I think they fixed that now with the iPhone 5. I'm not so sure. I was using an iPhone 4. Um, it just my basic problem is they still seem to come up with phones that have only one SIM card. For people who travel, or just having the flexibility of having another SIM card is great. And that's where the Samsung Galaxy Grand seems to be such a great phone. Amongst the other things, I don't understand how can you make the most expensive phone in the world with an 8 megapixel camera, which is what the iPhone 5 comes with. It's just unbelievable. It is absolutely unthinkable. The specs, you've got a dual core processor when Samsung S4 gives you an octa core, which means about 4 times. Octa core is about 8 processors working in there. 2 GB RAM in a Samsung, 1 GB RAM in an iPhone 5. Look at the price difference. The problem with people who buy these things, they don't know what they're getting. People will trust the brand blindly. They'll say, okay, we're getting an Apple, it's gonna work really well. It might, but you're not getting your money's worth. That phone should not be more than 20,000 rupees. It should definitely not be worth 55,000. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Somehow, I can tell you this, Apple has got the best marketing team in the world. They they've created almost, it's like a religion now. You see, Apple followers it's like a following of a cult. That's what they managed to do. I think they were able to do that, because yes, the original iPhone was a revolutionary product. I thought it was a great idea. But I don't know, I'm not sure, but I think Nokia was already doing smartphones at that point, so it wasn't really an original idea. It was a great looking phone with a complete touch screen and stuff like that. Yeah, that was revolutionary. The iPod was revolutionary. The only thing is, with the first generation of smartphones, we did not know what we were getting under the hood. We did not know. Everything looked good. It was, kind of like a new technology, so it was great. But I think Samsung, or even some local Chinese brand, Micromax is an Indian brand, but completely made in China, is, it's a great phone. So, also, why would I go out there and buy an iPhone 5 and get myself one SIM card? I travel all over the world. So if I travel to a local place and I want to get a local SIM, I'm not going to lose my India number when I'm traveling. So it just helps me to have a local number on the same phone instead of carrying two phones. The camera's pretty good on this one. And this is a A90s Micromax, so I'm pretty happy. I actually bought it for 11,500 rupees, which is approximately about $200. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Also, Apple products are really cool. They make a statement. I don't understand how. When a MacBook Pro weighs about half a ton, how do you lug it around? At the airport or wherever you're traveling, you want to carry your laptop with you? That thing is probably a small suitcase. It is heavy. To just carry it all the time with you, Jesus, you might break your back. Hold on. So yeah, this is not a rant against Steve Jobs, but yeah, even their operating system, you see, the OS, yeah, I might get a lot of flack for it. I tried using the iPhone, the browser on a Mac computer. It's nothing special. Google Chrome will kick its ass any given day, any given time. What is so special about Safari? It's complicated system. It's a complicated browser. It's a heavy browser, and it makes absolutely no sense. Yeah, I mean the things I can do with a Google Chrome, it would probably take me 3 times the time to do that with a Safari. Just makes no sense. Just like the guy on my left hand side trying to overtake me. Makes no sense. That's Bombay. It happens all the time. So yeah, I'll probably get back and make a few more videos. But the best way to kill time here in Mumbai traffic is to post a video. Whilst you're trying to negotiate with the traffic. But hey, if I've been using a Micromax A90s, and this is not an endorsement, but if it is gonna be Android over Windows or an iPhone, go for an Android phone, hands down. Make your life a lot easier. The things you can do. Oh yes, another thing. iPhone phones, the iPhones don't have navigation. They have Google Maps. They don't have navigation. So am I supposed to drive, hold the phone in my hand, look at the map, because it does not have GPS navigation. So, because Apple's too cheap to probably pay the license company that leases out the GPS licenses or whatever. Because Apple's too cheap to do that. And I don't understand. People, when they buy the phone, don't they think about it? I mean, I can use my 11,000 rupee phone and get from point A to point B anywhere in the world. It could be a foreign city, but without asking for directions. But I couldn't do that on my Apple phone, so makes no sense really. A lot of features are missing. Just making the phone glamorous is not the best way. Because they'll give you these little features. Plus the phone breaks. I've dropped my Micromax so many times. Luckily, nothing has happened to it, but I dropped my Apple once and the screen was shattered. It cost me a bomb to fix it. Almost $150 just to fix the screen. So, yeah, So, yeah, this is one of the reasons why I hate Apple. I'm going to get into the others later. All right, so you guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to my rant about Apple, and I will speak to you guys later. Bye-bye.